Hello, today we'll be solving a majority vote. You are given a list of integers, nums, containing n integers, where each number represents a vote to a candidate. Return the ID of the candidate that has more than half of the votes. If there's not a majority vote, return -1. This should be done in ov1 space. Okay, so if we did this in ov(n) space, it would be a very easy problem because we can count the number of votes, and by counting number of votes, we can check if that is more than half of the number of votes. So we'll go do that first, and then we will talk about the ov1 space solution. All right, so let's get down the total number of votes first. So let's first join the room. All right, let me shrink my cam. Okay, here we go. So total votes is equal to length of nums. Let's create a counter, so we're going to count the number of votes. There's something fun here to learn about counters. So for a candidate and votes in counter items. So a counter is basically a list of tuples, which has the item that's being counted and the votes, how many times it was seen. So this is the way to get the number of counters. So if votes is greater than the total votes divided by 2, this is flooring, and we'll return the candidate. Otherwise, we'll return -1. So let's run this code. Very clear cut. Solve the problem pretty quickly. There is another way to do this in one line, which is pretty cool. So let's do it. So one way to get the most voted candidate, rather than going through the entire list, is to use most common. And we'll get only the top one, and we will get the candidates. So this is the 0, so this is the first item, and this 0 here is the candidate, and 1 would be the votes. Anyways, so we could get this actually just like this. Bam. Most voted candidates, or num votes of most voted candidates, and we could just return the most voted candidates would be this guy right here, and we would return the most voted candidates if number of most voted votes is greater than total votes divided by 2, else we're going to return -1. So let's see, x. Oh, all right, and we have a solution here. So if we wanted to reduce the number of items, we would do, this is the candidates, and this is the number of votes, right? And so we can reduce this by 2 lines. We can also reduce this by this line here by getting the number of votes, and we have the counter, and we could even make this 1 line if we wanted to. So yeah, we'll just do this, and we'll just do that. Run. Submit. It's a little slower, but one line. Hey. So we have one line. Right. So let's do this properly. Let's get this problem solved. So what we have here is if the majority vote getter is always going to be in the center. They're always going to take the center spot. The reason being, if it starts in the beginning, it will take more than half of the majority. If it starts at the end, it will take more than half of the majority. And if it starts in the in between, it also is in the middle. So it's always going to be in the middle if we sort the item. So this is going to take O of n log n time. It will be a slower run time, but we'll be using O of 1 space. So we're going to do a sort. So that's done. So now the check the item is going to be nums n divided by 2. N is going to be equal to the length of nums. And we are going to count equals the nums.count, and we're going to count the check item. And we're going to return count is greater than n divided by 2. Run. Oh, this is funny. Okay, so this doesn't return 1 or 0, so we have to do this ourselves. So we're going to turn run. We're going to return the item check if this is true, else we're going to return -1. All right. So great. We have solved the problem. Is there anything else we could simplify? I think that's it. That's it. So perfect. We have completed this question here in multiple different ways, in a O n time and an O of n space and an O n log n time and an O of 1 space. So thank you very much for watching. If you have questions, please comment. If you enjoyed the video, you can like and subscribe, and you can see more in the description below. So thank you very much. Have a good one.